News for people who can't stand the news.
All right, how you doing? I'm Tim Black. We need to talk because I understand a lot of people are very frustrated. Some people are very disappointed about what happened in New York today. And I understand it. It's a very human thing. I mean, we had high hopes for New York. The rallies look good. The interaction with the community looked great. I did videos myself. I put myself out. I thought, we got this. And it turns around, we didn't have it. And I know we had voter suppression. We had over 100,000 people kicked off the voting rolls. We had people going in and the polling stations were closed and machines didn't work and just straight all and out voter suppression. Just like Arizona. And that bothers me because I want our democracy to work. But you know what else bothers me, guys? It bothers me that some people that I thought would ride or die sounding like they may be slipping. You know, it sounds like they're thinking about quitting this election and they're letting the mainstream media get to them a little bit. And I know it can be overwhelming to a certain degree. You got Wolf Blitzer, you got Anderson Cooper, you got these pundits, and they're telling you that there's no shot. And I get it. It's frustrating. You feel like, why bother? Well, allow me to give you some reasons. First of all, for those of you who are voting for Bernie Sanders because you believe that climate change is real and it's a problem and he's the only candidate that addresses it, question. Before the results of New York came in, did suddenly some decree come down and say, hey, there's no more climate problems, our environment's safe now? I mean, did that happen? Did you get a note in your inbox telling you that all of a sudden all of our climate change problems are gone? Well, if that didn't happen, then you ain't got a choice. You must stay. Because until the issue that you are championing is met head on, where are you going to go? You got to keep fighting. And if you were voting for Bernie Sanders because you believe that anytime someone dies in police custody, that issue should automatically be investigated by an external force to look into the allegations and to get to the bottom of what happened. And since tonight, since New York, did all of a sudden a new law get passed where that was going to happen automatically, where these investigations would occur? Well, if it didn't, then you don't have anywhere to go because Bernie Sanders is the only person talking about championing the idea, the situation that you want handled. War. Maybe you were voting for Bernie Sanders because you believe that regime change and interventions are not the way to go, that life is precious, both foreign and domestic lives are precious, and that we should not go about conquering lands like some crazy ruler from ancient times. And unless, since the New York primary elections, there's been some strange decree that came down and says we will no longer enter into these wars, you are obligated to continue supporting the only candidate, the only one that has a track record of wanting peace more than they want war. So see, you are obligated to be here, to ride it out, to ride or die. Now, I can keep going on and naming different issues, but only you know if the issue that you were originally attracted to Bernie Sanders for has been addressed. And I ask you this, what has changed so dramatically since before New York and now that will make you believe that if you walked away now, that somehow helps? I'm waiting. See, you're not going to come up with anything because it hasn't happened. So, you must stay in it. Because I told you, there is no such thing as an easy revolution. And there are going to be bumps and bruises. And when you go into a boxing match, you will be hit. And sometimes you will fall. But the winner, the person that makes it through, the one who gets back up and goes back out, that's the one who can get the belt. And believe me, folks, we got more rounds to go. We're looking at Pennsylvania right around the corner. And before I leave you, let me leave you with one last thing. Bernie Sanders has been fighting for our rights on the floors of the Senate with people ignoring him, for 20 years, yelling at the top of his lungs for poverty, for little children to have health care, for them to do something about this stupid drug war, for them to help the environment, to stop these silly trade deals. And no one was listening. He did that for 10 years, 20 years. Congress, Senate. And all you got to do is you got to go the next couple months. And you got to yell to a couple neighbors, or yell on the phone, or yell on Facebook. Give $27 here, give $27 there. I think you can do it. I think you can survive. I think you'll be just fine. In fact, I know you will. Because the alternative is a war-mongering, untrustworthy corporatist who does not have your best interests at heart. And that's what you need to be thinking about now. So brush yourself off, pick yourself up. We got a job to finish. We're not done yet. We took a hit, we keep on ticking. I'm Tim Black. Continue to feel the burn. I'm counting on you. Your children are counting on you. Your country is counting on you. The world is counting on you. The earth literally is counting on you. Still Sanders. See you in Pennsylvania.